Alright, hi guys, thanks for tuning in again. As you notice, my hair's down, which means that I'm not cooking for once. This is James, and he'll be cooking pork chops and corn.
Alright, so as Valid said, we're going to cook up some pork chops and we're going to do some corn. First you got to pull the leaves off. You just do that by grabbing the leaves and pulling down on them. You'll see a long stem here. It's just another part of the leaves which you'll have to break off after you completely take the leaves off.
And the hair.
And the hair. So you pull off the hair. Just make sure you get all strands of it. And then you still have a long stem. Break it off like that. You're going to want to grab some tin foil for however much as you need to cover each of your pieces of corn. You're going to want to do them together so that they all cook together and all the juices stay. So it kind of does them marinating a little bit. You want to stick it in the middle and just layer them out. And we'll put the rest of them in there as soon as Raina's done. Since we got a lot of corn, which we'll have to get a couple of them. We got about 6 corn today. Alright, so we've got 6 pieces of corn. We'll do 3 on each. What you're going to want to do is fold it over. I want to make sure that it's rolled up nice. Just make sure it's all covered. We're going to treat it like we're steaming them. Just put them on the grill like that. We'll do the same thing with the other 3. You just put it on the grill. You just sit there and let it cook for a little while. So now you got the pork chops. Just remove the plastic. Grill's starting to warm up. You're going to want to put it on the highest setting to get it to start cooking first. Now when it warms up, if you're using an electric grill like this one is, you're going to want to get some extra virgin olive oil or any kind of oil that you would like to cook with. Just drip a little bit on there. And then you can take your brush and just make sure that it coats the entire grill. Alright, so while we're letting these cook, we're going to want to prepare the pork chops. And again, you're going to want to use the extra virgin olive oil again. You'll just want to coat the meat with it a little bit. Then again, take your brush and make sure both sides are coated. And then what you want to do next is take your spices. It's up to you. I mean, if you're cooking for someone else or you're cooking for yourself, you can change up the spices. One I'm making with garlic salt and seasoning salt. So you just want to put a little bit on there. Garlic salt is really strong, so you're just going to want to really barely powder it. And then put on the seasoning salt. Seasoning salt's not as strong. Contrary to popular belief, it will actually cook out, so you won't be able to taste it as much. So, I mean, if you want to taste it more, you'll have to put a little bit more on there.
I want to taste it less. Okay.
Alright, you'll want to flip it over and do the same thing with the other side. Just barely coat with the garlic salt and then coat with the seasoning salt. The next one that I'm doing is with chili powder and seasoning salt. Chili powder is really good. It's really spicy, so you're definitely going to have that heat. So with your corn, you'll start hearing a little bit of a sizzle. It's just the corn cooking, but if you want, you can just, grab it, and it's not going to be that hot unless you keep the lid on constantly. So you can grab it and then flip it over. So now you're going to want to put your meat on, and it is okay to cook meat and the corn at the same time because of the fact that the corn is covered with the tin foil. I like to cook at a high heat right off the bat so that it grills the sides. What you're going to want to look for is the lines. Every grill has lines so that you can cook on them. You're going to want those grill lines. You're going to want to cook at a high heat right off the bat so you can cook them. This so you can keep the juices in. Put on your lid and let that cook for a second. You may not have the grill lines on, but when you're doing it yourself, you can actually see the grill. Make sure you cook the sides and then flip them. Now that didn't take very long to cook. So now you have both sides cooked in. Now you're going to want to lower it down to a low heat so it'll cook slowly. So now with them at a low temperature for a little while, you're going to want to check the sides. If you can still see the original pink that you do when you open up the package of the pork chops, you're going to want to know you're going to want to keep it cooking longer. When you see no more of that pink, then best way to check it is to take a knife and cut down the middle of it, just a little bit about in the middle. You only really have to do it with one pork chop. Make sure that it's the thickest though, and then open it up a little bit and see if there is any pink in the middle. If there is no pink, you're okay. You want to cut it open a little bit, spread it open. Now for me, I've got more meat to cook, so I'm just going to pull these off. So now you're going to want to turn back up the heat. Again, I'm just going to let the corn cook for a little bit, and then I'll continue with the next set of pork chops.
Oh my god, this is so good.
Thank you.
You marry him, and you live with me for the rest of all time.
It's really good. I think I like the barbecue better than the other spices.
I like my barbecue better, but it's good.
That corn is really good too, love.
Oh my god, this is good.
This is the best ever. Thank you for watching.